What's up, YouTube? Just wanted to make a video about my newest acquisition, the Samson dual 15 band equalizer. It's a E30 model. Pretty basic unit. Just has the sliders for each frequency, a gain control for each channel, and a bypass switch and a peak indicator on the front. Cosmetically, it's not in great shape, but it's not terrible. It was advertised as working. I thought at first it had some kind of unusual rack rash on the back, but honestly I think it's duct tape residue. So I'm gonna have to try and clean this unit up a little bit. I just wanted to bring it out in the natural light while it's so nice and sunny out here today, so I could give you guys a good look. I'm currently working on my studio situation inside to improve the lighting there for my videos. But here's the back side. Has a power switch. It did come with a cord, although I don't have it out here now. It's just a basic computer type cord. It has XLR and 1/4 inch outputs and XLR and 1/4 inch inputs. And that's pretty much all there is to this unit. I got it for what I feel like was a really nice price off of eBay. So I'm not too familiar, excuse me, not super familiar with the Samson brand. I know they make some slightly mid-level consumer stuff these days, but it feels to be a pretty good unit. It's deeper than I was expecting. The ART 355 equalizer I have is pretty shallow, but we'll go ahead and do a little cleanup work and take this thing inside and hook it up and see if it works. I'm going to mark this Samson equalizer down as an eBay score. Functionally, this thing is 100%, just as the seller claimed, so I'm pretty happy with my purchase, and it really sounds great paired up with this QSC 1400 and these realistic Frankenstein speakers. It's unfortunate that I can't convey on the camera's microphone how it sounds, but it's very, very powerful with this large Pro Audio amplifier pushing these speakers. You can feel the air blowing from the ports all the way over here. One other nice feature I found on this Samson stereo equalizer, and this feature is not present on my ART 355 equalizer, is this. This equalizer will continue to pass an uncolored signal through even when the unit's turned off. So in my opinion, that's kind of a nice feature to have, and if you're using this in a professional setting, for instance, that means if this unit were to fail in the middle of a show, you could continue just by switching the unit off instead of having to stop to rewire. So I kind of like that about this equalizer. Alright, here's the equalizer with the top cover removed, and everything appears to be decent construction, decent quality. It really seems like they wasted a lot of space in the unit as far as the depth is concerned. I don't really see why they had to make it that deep since there's not that much in it. Seems like they could have saved some room, made it a little shallower, but maybe they wanted consumers to think they were getting a little more for their money. Unfortunately, all the capacitors in it are the Samwa brand, which don't have a great reputation. It's all Korean parts inside this unit. It is made in Korea. But it's functioning great. It doesn't seem to have any issues that I can discern so far in my listening. I'm looking forward to getting this unit mounted in the rack. I went ahead and pulled the ART 355 equalizer out of the rack so we could highlight the differences between these two units. Overall quality, the nod definitely goes to the 355. It has better features such as the high and low pass filters on each channel, and also the range selector switch to go between 6 and 12 decibels of boost or cut. But the real difference you'll see is when you look inside. The construction of the ART 355, even as someone such as myself who's not an expert in circuit design by any means, is miles ahead of the Samson. It just looks cheap by comparison. Transformer is much larger on the ART 355. Just the overall construction is much better, much nicer. Although, if you were to go back to the 90s, the Samson unit, most of the dates in it are from 1998, and this ART Equalizer is from 1996. But if you go back to the 90s, I think you would save a good bit of money purchasing the Samson unit. So there's nothing wrong with it, it's just not up to the higher quality of the ART brand. But either way, it's going to work great for my purposes, and if you're able to pick one up like I did for $29 with shipping, I would definitely go ahead and scoop it up before it's gone. And before we close this video, which is probably getting a little long at this point, we'll go ahead and do a little music test. One more quick shot before I begin the music test. Just compare these two units side by side. I've got the Samson about as clean as I'm going to get it. Most of it's not going to be visible anyways, only the faceplate once it's rack mounted. But here's the difference in depth between the two. QSC is an inch or two longer than the ART Equalizer, and the Samson's actually deeper than the QSC. So wish they hadn't done that. Wish they would have just made it the correct depth for the amount of components used, but it's not a deal breaker. And one feature I forgot to mention that the 355 has, which is a pretty handy feature, it's not present on the Samson, is the XLR inputs and outputs. Now you could still use this Samson with a consumer home audio type setup, but you would have to invest in some adapter cables to adapt the RCA to Pro style, either 1/4 inch or XLR cables. But enough chit chat, let's play some music.